Howdy. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with this video. Either way, it's a Red Dead 2 video, if you can't see from the title. This is before I even write the script, so, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, yeah, I'm just going to try to talk about what I like about the game, sort of similar to the Red Dead 1 video, but hopefully not, it might be a little bit long, so just be aware. But yeah, I got all dressed up for this one. But also a face reveal, so I guess this will be the new background. If you, watch my stream or whatever, it'll be different, but this is the new background. So, yeah, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. I know I already said this in the intro, but today I'm going to be talking about why Red Dead 2 is, if not one of the greatest games ever made. That's probably not true, but yeah, that's, I'm just going to be going in depth on the story and details and all that. So, without further ado, let's go. This is the beginning of the game. To be honest, it's a pretty slow, beginning, but it does give very good detail to the gang John mentioned earlier. Spoilers, this is, the gang he was in that he mentioned. And now, since this is a prequel, are we just going to learn the backstory of John, play as John? And actually, I hate to say it, but no, we were introduced to a completely new character, Arthur Morgan, who was later a fan favorite, due to his voice actor, Roger Clark, and the incredible writing given to him by Rockstar. This also isn't only for Arthur. Like, the writing is basically perfect for everyone else. And that just sort of shows throughout the entire game. Like, I don't really know how to describe it without just spoiling it, but it's like, the writing in this game is really pretty. Sounds really stupid to say, but like, I don't know how to put into words on how, like, the script makes the player feel. At the beginning of the game, you're probably not going to like Arthur, but throughout the game, like I mentioned, and this also goes for each character. Each character has their own arc, which is done really well, and to be honest, the first chapter, is a main proving point or stepping stone for, their change. To be honest, I've been going off script for the majority of the, first half of this video, and I just wanted to say that the missions in this first chapter are really cool. They start the game off with a bang. The first mission where you free Sadie is pretty cool, and the mission with Charles, I was gonna call him Charlie. Mission with Charles where you hunt is pretty cool, and even the train robbery, that's such a cool mission. And to be honest, you get a pretty big character from that mission, which is Leviticus Cornwall. Jesus, I cannot talk. And yeah, you got to remember that name for later. But now that the robbery has happened, the gang needs to go somewhere else. So they move down from the mountains, and since they're on the run from the Pinkertons, they got to just keep on going on the move, which sort of pivots us into the next chapter. To be honest, so I don't make this video too long, I'm literally just going to be talking about 2 missions from the chapter, and they're going to be my personal favorites. And for chapter 2, there's so many good missions in this chapter, and I'm going to choose the drinking mission with Lenny. I honestly forgot the name of it, and I might as well just mention the mission with Micah too, just because, to be honest, I was going to say the Thomas Down mission, but I cannot find it. To save my life, I could not find it. So that sort of sucks, but, I'm just going to talk about the Micah mission instead, so yeah. Enjoy the rest of it, I guess. After Lenny and Micah have been sent to do some reconnaissance, Lenny just sort of shaken from what Micah's done, and just sort of how much of a character he is. Dutch orders Arthur to take Lenny to go to the bar in Valentine, one of the, cooler, towns that Red Dead, has made. By the way, this is a completely new map, and alongside of the new map, there is, Blackwater, basically all of Red Dead 1's map except for New Mexico, which, I mean, I don't think without Mexico, so I don't think we're missing out that much, but, Lenny's mission is just, I don't know how to describe it, it's just pleasant. There's no unpleasant parts of it except for the one when you go up in like the I can't even play a clip of it, but it's like when you go into the room at the back of the stairs. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But either way, throughout the entire mission, you just get hammered, and it's just fun to watch. It's fun. Just Roger Clark kills it with just being so stupid. And for these missions, I'm gonna spoil them, so I mean, you guys still get some of the enjoyment of the chapter, other than this. But I mean, you get so many iconic memes from it too, like the Lenny joke. I always hate saying that because it's really cringe, but Red Dead 2 memes I could actually like quote, I'd say they're pretty funny. But I'm not gonna go any further in depth. I just want you guys to know that I like this mission, and just maybe I'll play some clips of it to, you know, spice it up.
Yeah, shut your mouth, mister.
Like I mentioned prior, I'm going to be talking about the Micah mission, where you break him out of Strawberry. To be honest, this mission is pretty cool. I just, I felt, you know, that the Thomas Downs mission was more important to the story. But to be honest, I cannot find it, and it's really making me angry, so I'm just, you know, just moving on, you know, instead of just getting stuck up on it. But, you know, not saying that this is a bad mission, you know, it's just Thomas Downs' mission would have portrayed this chapter better. But throughout this entire chapter, it is pretty, like, happy, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's pretty chill. That's the best explanation. But this mission is where you know, rescue Micah from the, you know, jail in Strawberry. And, you know, you have this really cool, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like yin and yang of Micah and Arthur. They don't really work together, so that doesn't really make sense. But, you know, how they just sort of interact with each other, and it's pretty cool. Pretty funny also. But, you know, Micah is just a really confusing character to talk about, but really cool. And he, in the end, basically massacres the entire town of Strawberry with the help of Arthur, you know. You know, it gives the player, you know, just a shooting ground, or a shooting gallery of, you know, NPCs, which, let's just say this, like, on controller, Red Dead 2 is sort of a little hard to play unless you, like, turn off, like, the aim assist, which for the main part I try to do, because when I first got this game, I played it on, you know, PC, or I bought the game again on PC, and then I was, like, creaming over the, you know, not having aim assist and how, like, fluid it felt. But I mean, you could basically get the same amount of, you know, fluidness as you can on PC with controller. So I don't really know what I was talking about. But I'm guessing I was talking about, like, the, you know, the gunplay or gameplay. Alongside of that, the mission also is pretty good, but, you know, they sort of work hand in hand. I just wanted to say that I did find the Thomas Downs mission, like, the second I was just talking about how I didn't. But I'm still just gonna leave the Micah mission as, you know, where it is. But just so you know, I would have much rather done the Thomas Downs mission. I was just being stupid with how I edited this. So, my first mission I'm gonna be talking about is the bank heist, I would say, on Valentine. God, I wish I knew fucking missions names. But this mission's just fun also. It's like, it's just another shooting gallery, and, you know, it's also pretty, just don't know how to describe it. But I mean, yeah, it's a fun mission just to play, and it's like, I mean, it gives the player more freedom afterwards just because you actually get money. So it's like, that opens up the world a little bit more. And, you know, honestly, I'm just going to say this because I don't know how else I'm going to mention it, but each chapter I try to make, like, a new outfit that matches the chapter. So if you see that throughout the, you know, clips I'm showing, you know, there's a reason, I guess. The second mission I have is, and I know the mission name for this one, The Fine Joys of Tobacco. God, that sounded so weird when I said that. But I don't know how to describe it except for like any Far Cry game. It's also just, I don't know how to describe missions without just being like sort of weird describing them, but like most of these missions are pretty just fun to play. They're, they give me, like I said, Far Cry vibes for, some obvious reasons. But basically either way you meet these, you meet these two like households, I guess, that have sort of like a blood hate or like a hatred towards one another that goes on like centuries, blah blah blah. And either way, you're trying to work for both sides, and for a thought, by burning down their tobacco fields, which sounds a little weird, but either way, just really pretty due to the game engine and just how the game looks. But I don't know how to explain missions without just spoiling them, so I'm like trying to like keep it bare minimum. But yeah, pretty fun mission, pretty cool, and I'm not gonna talk about other missions just because they're too like spoilerish, and then I'll definitely go in more depth later in the game, so I'll have to have like some warning for those. But anyways, that's chapter 3. Let's go on to the next one.
I knew you'd come soon enough. You are some of the cowards like you. The bounty hunters, the freedmen, the carpetbaggers, the army of criminals who stole our land and our government. I survived them all. Our fight will live on.
Jesus.
Saint Denis.
To be honest, the Saint Denis chapter is pretty cool. The first mission that, I played was The Joys of Civilization. And, it's sort of... I mean, this entire section with the, the kid that mugged him is pretty funny. But I think that's the whole point of the mission. Like, that's literally the entire mission is him just getting robbed. And it's pretty, harmless, pretty fun. It's a cool way to give a tour of, the city. And to be honest, when I first played this game, I always thought, like, Saint Denis was, like, so, it was loved by everyone. Or, like, it was given, like, I don't know how to describe it. It was, like, it wasn't shown negatively. But, like, literally the first time you see Saint Denis, it's, like, it literally is just... It just shows as a pollutant, it just shows the harm that cities have done and like civilization has brought onto the Wild West, especially from, a gunslinger standpoint like Arthur and, the gang. So I thought that was pretty cool on how they did that. But I know this obviously isn't the whole point of this mission. I was just trying to get that point out of there. And to be honest, I don't really know what else to talk about in that. I just also wanted to get sort of a way to talk about that. If that makes sense. The second mission I wanted to talk about was American Fathers #1. And to be honest, I really like had a boner over this entire like point in Red Dead 1, but the Native American like whole talk and plot of both of these games is really interesting to me. And like since I grew up in America, I mean, this is like probably not the only one, but it's like we always sort of feel like we were helping them in a way when it's been shown so many times on how they've been getting fucked from the beginning, and it's just like it's sort of weird to like think about that, if that makes sense. Like it's a new concept that for some people is I mean, obviously this is too late for me to talk about because it's like this happened 100 years ago nearly. So it's weird to talk about, and it just makes me feel like that we don't really learn about it as much as we should, or we should learn both sides instead of just the ours, which is not clearly the right way. But very interesting, like, to say the least. But just wanted to get that mission out of here just because it's really cool with the whole rains fall and eagle flies. And very, very interesting characters. They just, you know, I'll talk about them more in the later chapter.
Huge reserves of oil under their
I'm not gonna lie, Guarma's an underrated chapter. In my opinion, this chapter is actually a lot of fun to play. It was sort of refreshing, just sort of just because of what I know is coming up next in the game. This is like, it's not like the Rising action. Yeah, no, we'll call it the Rising action, even though the entire game has been a Rising action. But like, we'll call it on like that pyramid or whatever in English class. Like, we'll probably put it like this chapter, like, you know, just before the climax, because like the climax takes a while before the end of the game. Like, takes a while before you even get to it, but throughout the entire game, it's just a big Rising action, and this is like the peak of it. And to be honest, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it with few missions because it's sort of confusing. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it pretty empty just because I want to actually like not make this video an hour long. So all I'm saying is that no matter what people say, go play the chapter with an open mind and you know, enjoy it. You know, just experience it, and you know, just have an open mind, if that makes sense. You know, so that's all I have to say about Guarma, but pretty cool chapter in my opinion. Hey, I just wanted to say that I forgot completely about this mission, and this is a spoiler. So I'll put a timestamp, but I just want to go off. I'm going to let this entire cinematic play and just not even, like, give my information or my input on it. I just want you guys to know on how powerful it feels. So enjoy.
Come in, pal. Come in.
Mister, I need some help.
And so it seems. And that's Dr. Mister to you?
I'm sorry.
I was joking. Look, friend, I don't mean nothing, but you got money? I mean, before I start treating you, 'cause I got a family.
Yeah, I understand. Here, that do.
Sure. Thank you. Now, what's wrong? I mean, what appear to be the symptoms?
Well, I think you've heard them. I'm coughing.
Is there any blood?
Sometimes.
Okay, now here. Breathe. Again. Yeah. Let me see your tongue. Now say ah.
What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. I'm really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
What you mean?
You're real sick. It's a progressive disease, and you'll be... Now, the best thing is rest, and getting somewhere warm and dry, and taking it easy. Now, is that possible?
Sure, I can just take my winters in my country club in California. No, it's not possible.
Well, like I said, I'm real sorry.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, wait. Let me get you a little bit more energy today.
Alright, now I'm going to be talking about honor in this game, which, to be honest, when I first played this game, when I was like I don't even know. Oh my god, how old was I? Shoot, I don't even know, like, probably like 12? Either way, I didn't know that honor played such a big role in this game. I had the low honor, you know, because I was just killing everyone I saw, because I thought that was fun. But after I've been playing this game, I mean, and I've seen the ending countless amount of times with high honor, but I was like, I've never realized that, you know, you've had to have, like, just be nice to people and all that, blah, blah, blah. But that's why I like this game so much, just because there's so much variety in the game based on how you play as Arthur and how Arthur treats people in the game. So it's just, there's so many variables based on if you are a good person or not in this game, and, you know, with the honor system being like, with flashbacks of deer and the buck, you know, with the, you know, the fox that shows up if you're, you know, low honor. And this is the first time I've ever gotten the buck. So it was really cool just to see it. And I mean, yeah, it's fun. It was fun to acknowledge what I've been doing, if that makes sense. Like, it's cool that the game recognizes that you've been a good person in the game. And, you know, it makes Arthur seem more, you know, undeserving of, you know, his diagnosis. So it's just, this entire game's just so pretty and beautiful about, like, the whole thought of, like, honor and morality, and how, you know, they display it with such a interesting concept of, you know, how your, like, honor rating is, you know, connected to an animal and, you know, etc., you know. So that's what I have to talk about the honor system. And now I'm going to be talking about my favorite chapter of this game, Chapter 6. Take it away. Let me just say I'm stupid because I did not realize that was even a fucking Chapter 6 mission. Sorry for cussing. Not sketch, but still. I'm sorry. I thought that was Chapter 5 for some reason. But anyways, same thing can be said about it. Great mission, you know, powerful, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about my favorite missions from Chapter 6, you know, the whole deal now. And honestly, I don't even think I'm going to be talking about anything else in this game, just going to be talking about the story alone. And if I do want to talk about the story, I can make an entire separate video on that, on the, like, you know, side, you know, environment, blah, blah, blah. But this minute's already 22 minutes long, and, you know, I'm guaranteeing, like, the view time is going to be, like, 10 minutes. So, you know, thanks for even clicking onto the video, but still, just trying to, you know, save my effort so I can actually work on other stuff that might do a little bit better. But, anyways, now I'm going to be talking about Chapter 6. I'm not going to lie, my favorite mission from Chapter 6 is the last mission. Like, other than, you know, the fork in the road, or fork in the road, this mission is just, it's a beautiful ending to a great game, if that makes sense. It just shows the falling out of, you know, the entire gang, and, in my opinion, it is the main reason why I believe this game is the greatest of all time. The ending is such a, I don't even know how to describe it. I've said that so many times, but it's such a, it just works so well due to the entire story. It's like everything led up to this, and that's literally like what every story does. But it's like, it's just beautiful in how they wrote it, and the payoff's literally perfect. Like everything else, I'm gonna leave, I mean, spoilers again. I mean, technically this is still spoilers, but I don't really know how to describe the last mission without just making it not do justice. So I'm gonna play the last like 5 minutes of it, and I'm gonna maybe talk about Unshaken, because that's a really good song. But anyways, yeah, enjoy it, I guess.
That's the way it is.
Well, you're a good man. I just wish you'd done it before he worked himself into the grave.
All right, Arthur, come on, let's go. You go. Keep pushing, Arthur. No. No, I think I've pushed all I can. Come on. You go.
We ain't got time for this. Not now.
We ain't both gonna make it. Go. Now. I'll hold them off. It would mean a lot to me. Please. There ain't no more time for talk. Go.
Arthur.
Go to your family.
Arthur!
Get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man.
You're my brother.
I know.
That's it. That's literally the entire video. Actually, no. I don't know if I'm going to do the John section. I feel like I should, just because. You know, that'd be sort of asshole-like if I didn't. But I do just want to mention, because I'm not making an actual portion on it, the graphics in this game and the environment and side stories, like side content, is breathtaking. Let alone just like, it should be its own game. Not really, but it's just, it's like, Red Dead 1 was very surprising to me on how much, you know, stuff they actually had, you know, in 2010. But now, since it's been 8 years since the game has been released, or since the original, not a fart, sorry, but it's just, it shows on how much they've improved and, you know, set the standard for a Rockstar game, especially how, you know, GTA 6 has been in the works for nearly, you know, wow, that's actually crazy to think about. It's like been like 13 years, I think. 13 years, maybe 12, until GTA 6 does come out. So that just sort of sets the, you know, standards high for Rockstar. And you know, hopefully, you know, the game looks as good as, you know, Red Dead 2. And, you know, has as much detail and content. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. This is a long video, so I understand. Sorry for this not really being what I wanted to turn out. You guys don't really know. But I sort of went off script for a lot of it. I just didn't know how to make this video entertaining without it just being sort of like awkward or boring. So I never really know how to make essay videos because I want to, truly. But it's just, I don't know how to explain it really. It's but anyways, that's all I have to talk about today. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your guys' day. And I should be working on a Siege video pretty soon. So there you go. Take care, guys. Sorry for not uploading in 2 weeks, by the way. So hopefully this lasts. Probably not, but still. See ya.